Test cricket has existed for over 142 years. It started in 1877 with Australia playing against England. Since then, it has always been a bilateral series where two countries decide when they're going to tour each other or play against each other, and they end up playing a series of anywhere between one test to six test matches. There have been a few occasions when test matches have been played in neutral conditions, but those are mostly exceptions rather than the rule. In these last 142 years, test matches have gone through changes. It used to be there used to be a time when there were timeless test matches. Then they brought it down to 6 days with a rest day in the middle, all the way until the 70s, even the early 1980s. But then they, changed the rules to say, okay, there's only going to be 5 days, and it's going to be 90 overs a day. So the rules have been changing over time. But then nothing changed test matches as much as the inception of one day international cricket. One day international cricket brought in a lot of excitement to the game. And as with anything that is more exciting, brings television audiences. And because of all of this, test matches had to take a backseat. And test matches became known as the more boring kind, or to the connoisseurs of the game, the one that they would really like to watch. You can see the irony there. Now, T20, subsequently, in these last 10 years, have even unseated ODIs as the most exciting format of the game. And both of these formats now becoming the principal formats that people are watching means test match audiences have dwindled incredibly over these last 20 to 30 years. Only exceptions are when Australia play against England or India play against Pakistan or some prideful series is played. So the challenge for ICC is to make test matches more appealing. One of the ideas that they have been tinkering with in this last 10 years have been day-night test matches. There have been about 11 day-night test matches played over the last 5 years, and the attendances have been marginally higher, yes, but nothing that blows everything out of water. The other thing that has happened more recently has been a world test ranking system. But this one downside to this system is that it's not a very easily understandable system as to how the points are counted or calculated. It always seems very unintuitive. And India are number one now for the last some years, but it doesn't really feel like they have done everything, conquered everything to be really worthy of that number one for this long of a period. So, with all of this, the World Test Championship idea was floated. It has been in the works for a while. The first time it was floated was by Martin Grove in 2009 or 2010 at an MCC event. And then ICC took it more seriously, tried to give it more shape. They tried to create a tournament in 2013 and in 2017, but both of those plans were scrapped mainly as a result of all the cricket boards and the broadcasters who cannot really come together to say, okay, this is exactly how we are going to do it, given all the other financial agreements that they may have, saying we need to play so many one-dayers or we need to have a Champions Trophy and such issues. So because of these, ICC took a stance that, okay, we need to really think through this properly. One thing that they really did well was that they had to scrap one ICC tournament, and that became the Champions Trophy. Champions Trophy was always one of those tournaments where everybody used to participate, but then there was always this problem of not having enough impetus on why they were playing it, and that meant ICC Champions Trophy was cancelled, making the 2017 edition the last one of its kind. And this has made some space for the World Test Championships finals. So finally, it came down to all the boards agreeing to playing a World Test Championship across 2 full years, and the finals being played at Lord's between the two best sides in those 2 years. The format of the World Test Championships have the top 9 teams only participating. That is Australia, England, India, Sri Lanka, South Africa, West Indies, New Zealand, Pakistan and Bangladesh are the teams that are going to participate in this World Test Championship. That leaves Ireland, Afghanistan, and Zimbabwe to not be able to participate into the World Test Championships. So these three teams have to be playing against the top 9 teams outside the purview of the World Test Championships. And I think some of these teams already have some series against one of the top 9 teams as part of the future test programs. Going further into the format, in the 2-year period between 2019 to 2021, each team will play 6 test series, out of which 3 of them will be at home and 3 of them will be away. These 6 series will be played against 6 different teams. No repeats against the same team are allowed. And then the one caveat here is that each of these series can be of any length, and this length can be decided by the 2 countries. That is, England and Australia can decide to play a 5 test match series, whereas Sri Lanka and Bangladesh can decide to play a 2 test match series. But single test match series, or can't really call it series, but single test match series are not really allowed. Point system. Each series has a maximum of 120 points. And each match in those series will get a fraction of those 120 points depending on the number of matches in the series. As in, if it's a 2 test match series, each match is a 60-point match. And 3, 4, 5, you can divide 120 by that number and derive the final number. Now, let's assume that we are talking about a 2 test match series, for example here. If you win the match, you get 60 points. If you lose the match, no points at all. If you tie the match, both the teams get 30 points each. And when you draw a match, you get 1/3 of the total number of points for that match, which is 20 points in this particular case. The one caveat in this overall format of the World Test Championship is that India and Pakistan will not be playing against each other, at least not in the next 2 years as planned. And even if they are going to play against each other, that potential matchup will not be part of the World Test Championship. This is because of the issues that are there between the 2 countries. So given this format, all the teams will have 6 series to play, and at the end of the 6 series, the point system will show who are the best 2 teams, and they will come together to play a final at Lord's in June 2021. And this match will have a special rule where, in the case of a draw or a tie in the final, the team that finished the league stages as the leaders will claim the Test Championship. A little more clearer than the World Cup finals we just had. The World Test Championship starts from August 1st onwards. The first series that is going to be under the WTC is going to be the Ashes series, which starts from August 1st at Edgbaston. And then Sri Lanka and New Zealand start playing a 2 test match series from August 14th. India plays against West Indies in West Indies from the 22nd of August for another 2 test match series. I hope you enjoy all the matches. I hope you enjoy World Test Championships. Thank you.